Today, I'm sharing with you a method that allows you to create YouTube channels that can have millions of subscribers. So this channel here, you'll see that it simply offers simple story videos for children. And in these videos, the creator doesn't appear. It's simply characters and stories. And look, these are millions and millions of views. If I look at this channel's statistics on Social Blade, I see that this channel can reach $17,000 per year as YouTube revenue. And that's very impressive. So I use the tool n8n, an automation tool, and I created a workflow that allows me to create this YouTube channel. This one is mine. And so little by little, I'm starting to share videos. But these videos are created with an n8n workflow. So everything is automated. So I simply send an image. Let me show you here. This is an image. It's my little daughter who drew this picture. I simply scanned it. Afterwards, I sent it to that workflow. And what that workflow did was create what we call scenes for me. So it came up with a story using artificial intelligence. It drew an entire story. And most importantly, it automatically published it on my YouTube channel. And these are really very high quality stories. I'll show you a bit of the result and you'll understand the importance of this workflow.
Violet deeply loved the bright stars and the beautiful flowers. One evening, she noticed something truly magical was burning in her garden. Little stars danced and drifted away. "Hello, little stars!" She woke up laughing. She planted each moonflower in the ground, singing softly. Big, strong, little flowers. Oh, daylight shining so bright. The moonflowers were wrapped in shining blossoms which glowed and sang with a magical light. Now the luminous moonflowers danced gracefully in Violet's enchanting garden, where her genuine kindness and deep love finally made the ancient magic grow.
It's really impressive actually, this quality of result. So today, thanks to this workflow, I can create the video, create the audio, and above all, publish it using tools that allow you to post it on YouTube or even on TikTok if you want. So stay until the end. I'm actually going to give you the workflow. I'll explain it to you step by step. In fact, the flow of information and how to execute this workflow and how the data flows. Stay until the end, because at the end, I'll give you access so you can download all my n8n courses and become an automation expert. So the first thing to do is to download the workflow, and to make it easier to deploy later, I've divided this workflow into 3 parts. That way, we'll be able to understand each part and what it does. So all you have to do is go to this link, which I'll obviously put in the description, called n8n.drfras.vip. Here you just need to enter your email address and you'll receive the entire workflow by email, fully ready to be imported. So the source code will be shared with you for free in your inbox. So now, once we've downloaded the source code, of course we need software to run this code, this source code. And we're going to work with n8n. Now there are 2 ways to install n8n. Either we simply go to the official website, and there we can subscribe to n8n, but you should know that there are some limitations. First of all, it costs $20 per month, and on top of that, you're limited to running 5 executions at the same time. That means on this server, you can only have 5 active workflows. And that's really not much for people like freelancers or entrepreneurs who want to run workflows on n8n servers. And especially here, our workflow already consists of 3 parts, so 3 workflows. It's really cutting it close. Unless, of course, you upgrade to a much more expensive plan. So the alternative I'm suggesting, I'll leave a link in the description that will take you directly to this page. It's a dedicated ID page specifically for n8n. So here we're going to do it on Hostinger because Hostinger offers me, well, a good price. An n8n server ready to run. So if I scroll down here a bit, the system offers either the KVM1 or the KVM2. There are also the 4 and the 8, but really the 2 most commonly used are the KVM1 and 2. The difference is the number of processors. The KVM2 has 2 processors with 8 gigabytes of RAM, which means it's really a powerful machine. So if you're an entrepreneur or freelancer, I recommend the KVM2 because you won't experience any slowness in creating or running workflows. Now, if I select here, I'll be taken directly to this interface. So there's a small discount coupon that was actually offered by Hosting on their official blog. For those who are buying their first hosting server, you can actually use this code. So this is the code. We'll enter Go n8n. I hope it's still valid. We click on apply. This will give me, there you go, a 10% discount. So that's the recommendation. If you already have a server and n8n, you can create another server with a different email address. So in that case, you can simply use another email address. It's as if the system will see that it's a new user accessing it. So you can use the coupon. There you go, we kept this little tip for you. Now down here, so we won't need to change anything. We'll leave the front server, and here's another tip. You have a free server here with n8n that includes 100 workflows. When you click here and then click on confirm, it will give you the 100 most well-known workflows on the internet. And it's really worth getting them because they're free. So you just confirm. And there you go. All that's left to do is click here to continue. Of course, Hosting offers a guarantee, let's say a 30-day satisfaction or your money-back guarantee. That's very useful for testing the workflow and to see if the business really meets your expectations. If it works, you have 30 days guaranteed by Hostinger to test and get started in the field of automation. So now what we're going to do is simply click on continue to access our n8n server, and we're simply going to import the workflows together. Now we're going to create the workflow. So as you can see, I'm on the interface. This time, we're going to import the 3 parts of our workflow. I click on Create Workflow. Here you have the 3 dots. This allows me to click to import the workflow from a folder. I click here, Import from File. Here on my computer, I will find the 3 workflows that I downloaded. By email, they will be compressed, zipped. You just need to unzip them to find the 3 files. The first thing I'm going to do is click here on Workflow 1, and I'm going to click Open. So here, we've just downloaded the first workflow. So automatically on n8n, it gets saved. So there's no need to click on Publish or anything like that. I'm going to click here, click a second time to import the second workflow. Same thing. I click there to do Import from File. And there you go. I select the second one. And the same thing. So here I click Open. And the same thing. So I'm going to go back to download the third one. That's the third part. There you go. We're going to click here to import. And now we have the workflow. So if I go back here to the home page, of course, we're going to save. If I go back to the home page, I'll simply find the 3 files there, which I'll be working with. We're going to try to explain each of these workflows. What is its function? And what exactly does it do? So now we're going to move on to executing this workflow. So what I'm going to do first is go to the third workflow, which is this one. And of course, this one needs to be in action mode. Normally, I should publish it so that the workflow is active, but this is just for training purposes. I'm just going to run it manually because I'm interested in seeing how the information will flow afterwards. So here, I simply click on Run Workflow. So now it's waiting to be triggered. And this workflow needs to be called by Workflow 2. So I start by activating number 3 and do the same for number 2 because number 2 will call it afterwards. But of course, I actually need number 2 to be listening as well. So now these are 2 workflows ready to launch when the first workflow finishes its job. And for me to be able to activate this first workflow, I'm going to upload. Actually, the image I simply scanned with my scanner is just a drawing. So starting from there, so it's a simple drawing that my little girl made. So now we're going to click here to trigger the execution of this workflow. And of course, we're going to upload the image here. So once the image has been uploaded, I click on submit. So now the system is starting to analyze this image. Just to remind you, this is the image. It's a simple image that I scanned. So there's only one character and now it's in analysis mode. Analysis. So it has just finished the first step, which is the character analysis step. And now it can move on to the second image where it will generate it entirely with NaNoBanana. So the new image of this character in a more artistic way, thanks to NaNoBanana. Of course, it takes a bit more time to generate the image, usually between 30 and 45 seconds. As soon as it's done, as you can see, it saves this image and then it moves on to actually writing the scenes. Because thanks to these scenes, we will then be able to create several, let's say, sequences. And in these sequences, there will be 10 images each, which will then be turned into videos. So here it's actually the agent who is processing the sequences. So once this part is finished, we wait for the execution of this second part. And now it's working on the character, and thanks to that, thanks to NanoBanana, here we are going to create what we call the scenes. So NanoBanana will simply write the different scenes for me here. As you can see here, there are 5 scenes. So we sent 5 images to NanoBanana so it could write these scenes for me. The creation of the scenes is very important because thanks to this, as you'll see in the third workflow, we will restart it. Here, it will then move on to creating videos for each scene and, of course, the audio. So now it has saved this on the system. So the execution of the second workflow was completed successfully. We will move directly to the third workflow. And there you go then. Third workflow. Here, so we'll zoom in a little. It's currently creating what we call prompts. The prompts which will be sent here to Atlas, which will turn the images into videos. Of course, here it's cloud that's working. You will see that here we are going to use the Kling 3.0 system, which specializes in video creation. It is very, very powerful, especially when it comes to animation. And now we are going to work with this model. So there you have it. It's actually the 3.0 Pro model that will turn images into videos. So I'm going back to my workflow. That's normal. So here it's going to take a bit more time because it's a little complex. The creation process takes time. It's really an extremely precise description. And you'll see that here with Atlas for video generation, I've set an 11-minute waiting time. That's the minimum required afterwards for it to be processed. So as a result, I'm waiting for it to finish creating print so I can move on to the next steps. And then to make the request. And don't forget that here as well. Here too, I have the audio creation with 11 labs. Once that's done, we'll simply merge them together. So in this part, there you go. Here we're going to do the merging and we'll share it with Blotter and everything. So I'm actually giving this workflow time so it can run smoothly. And there you have it. Now it's just entered this part. So here we've set a waiting time of 11 minutes, but don't worry. Even if it needs more time, this loop won't actually let it move on to the next step unless all the videos have been retrieved. So here, thanks to this node, this is a very interesting node because this node actually gave us all the Prentice scenarios for each video. Thanks to these Prentice, Atlas will call on Kling, which will send it the execution of all its videos. By the way, when I come back here to Atlas, if I refresh the page, I'll see, there you go. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 videos that are currently being generated. And that, of course, is thanks to the sending. In fact, the information comes from our workflow. So the workflow. It sent the prompt in question. So this prompt, of course, was sent along with the image. The image is on our server, the test server, where we actually hosted the video. By the way, we can see the photo if you want. So here we can simply copy the URL and there you go. This is, for example, one of the images that is currently being processed. So thanks to this, the system will create the different videos for me according to our scenario. So we'll wait for it to finish. And once this system is done, that's when it will actually move on to the next step. So here we are. The execution of this part has just been successfully completed. So the system, it created the videos, it created the audio. By the way, if we go back to K-Link here and refresh the page, we should see, there you go, the videos. You see completed. So all the videos have been created correctly. So what did the system do? It sent all the information here. When you look here, it sends, if I look here, it actually sends the 5 items. So here we have the 5 sequences, and these 5 sequences are going to be combined. Here, we are also going to call on this tool again, which will handle the task of combining the video with the audio. After that, we'll generate a title and also a description because we're going to use the name. The name, in fact, from YouTube, especially with Blotato. So I actually deactivated TikTok because I didn't want to share it on TikTok. I made it in 16:9 format, but of course I can share it on TikTok if I want to. But what really interests me is this one, it's for YouTube. So here I connected to my channel, and of course I generated the title and description here, which have obviously been added here. Here's the title, here's the description, and I set it to be published publicly. So let's check that. Let's go to Blotato. So on Blotato, of course, my YouTube is connected. We'll click to go see the published posts. And there you go. I see that it published this post. In fact, we can see it. Here's the post. Violette
loved stars and flowers. One evening, something magical was shining in her garden. "Hello, little stars," she whispered, giggling. She tucked each star seed into the soil, singing softly. "Grow strong, little stars. Oh, light of day, shine so bright." The star seeds bloomed into glowing flowers that sparkled and sang with magical light. And there you have it, a complete and comprehensive look at everything we have discussed today, providing you with all the essential details and insights you need to fully understand the entire process from start to finish without any further questions or confusion remaining.
It's really incredible. In fact, this video here, how it's managed with this workflow, which was able to automate the process. So here we executed it. You saw how this workflow was able to generate the video I wanted. So imagine that with this workflow, when I publish it, it can simply create, let's say, we could easily reach 50 videos per day. And don't forget, here with Blotato, I have the ability to schedule the publication of the videos. So here, I click here, schedule right here. And here, I can set the date so that each day it will publish 2 or 3 videos. A maximum number of videos over a period of several months. So as a result, I start with an image made from a simple child's drawing. And eventually, I end up with videos of very, very high quality. First of all, it makes my child happy when I share this result. And on top of that, it creates a YouTube channel full of original videos with stories for children. And that's where I can make this YouTube channel profitable